the sirens of 3 squad cars wailing in my driveway. I stood there, holding a garden hose. The lead officer, Sergeant Davis, asked if I, Ethan Morrison, property dispute lawyer, had made threats regarding pool access. Behind him, Beverly Hutchinson, self-appointed Empress of Maple Ridge HOA, was distributing color-coded binders titled, Pool Access Violation, Evidence of Hostile Non-Compliance. He threatened me with legal action when I tried to implement community pool sharing protocols, she announced. My actual crime? I told her she couldn't use my private pool for her water aerobics class. My dream house's deed explicitly stated the pool was a private amenity not subject to HOA oversight, a fact I double-checked with counsel. Beverly, who seized power in the coup of the chrysanthemums, had become obsessed with my rock waterfall pool because the community pool lacked its features. She'd escalated from community wellness hours letters to posting a sign on my gate announcing community pool hours and declaring a mandate based on a misleading resident survey. The morning of the arrest, I caught her on camera trying to measure my fence. I told her to leave or I would pursue legal action for trespassing. Those were the threats that triggered her 911 call. Standing calmly in my driveway, I offered the security footage to Sergeant Davis. The footage showed Beverly's trespass and captured my calm, legal warning. SGT. Davis, ma'am, threatening legal action for trespassing isn't a criminal threat. Beverly, however, pulled out a new folder, claiming my pool actually extends 2 feet into HOA common ground. I, the property lawyer, examined her documentation. The blueprints looked official, but my lawyer's instincts kicked in. I pulled up the county recorder website on my phone. Me, Sergeant, these blueprints have been altered. Look at the date stamp. It says 1998, but this font wasn't used by the county until 2005. Also, the surveyor's license number belongs to someone who died in 1994. Beverly snapped, I may have enhanced them for clarity. I corrected obvious errors. That pool is too nice to be hoarded by one person. Sergeant Davis spoke into his radio, requesting a detective. Ms. Hutchinson, forging government documents is a felony. You have the right to remain silent. While waiting, I provided the police with the original deed, legitimate county blueprints, my file of Beverly's unhinged correspondence, and security emails proving she'd been photographing my backyard with a drone. She confessed to creating the false blueprints and installing a hidden camera aimed at my pool, adding unlawful surveillance to her list of charges. An emergency HOA meeting was called that evening, packed with residents. Beverly sat at the board table, defiant, moving to invoke presidential immunity for actions taken in good faith for community benefit. Harold, board treasurer, Beverly, Article 15 covers things like approving emergency landscaping expenses, not committing felonies. I stood up and addressed the board. Ms. Hutchinson's actions have exposed the HOA to significant legal liability. Forging documents in the HOA's name, illegal surveillance, and filing false police reports could result in lawsuits that would bankrupt our reserve funds. I also announced my intent to file a civil suit for defamation, trespassing, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Harold immediately moved for an immediate vote of no confidence in her presidency. The vote was unanimous, 5 board members for removal. Beverly's face komplett. The pool initiative was going to be my legacy. Harold, your legacy is going to be the new HOA bylaws we'll be drafting to prevent this from ever happening again. I made one final announcement. For what it's worth, I'm hosting a pool party this Saturday. Board members and neighbors are welcome. It's BYOB, and yes, it's invitation only. The district attorney formally charged Beverly with 3 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. She negotiated a plea deal. 2 years probation. $5,000 in fines. 300 hours of community service. A restraining order preventing her from coming within 100 feet of my property. Judge, ma'am, forging government documents to steal access to someone's private property isn't community service. It's a crime. Beverly's sobs echoed through the courtroom as the reality of her legal defeat settled in.